What about now? Is there any sound now? Sound check. Sound, check, check, check. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, good. Looks like we got some sound going. See, you guys help me. I can hear you now. All right, that's good. We're doing good then if you can hear me. So I sold those. Do you remember those brown cowboy boots that I sold, or that I showed you the other day that I got for $2? I just sold them for $28.49. Probably could have got a little bit more out of them, but you know what? It's not bad for listing them one day and selling them the next. So that's the way I feel about it. So sold those, and then of course, if you've seen my what sold video or mail call video, you've seen the other. I sold the Jayhawks hoodie. I sold the, what was it? Printer cartridge, ink cartridge for a Epson something or another. An ink cartridge. Sold that. Sold a mini skirt, jean mini skirt. Oh, and a jacket, a leather jacket. So yeah, I had some good sales. But you know, for me, I always want more. So, and yeah, so that's kind of where we're at this morning. I'm just getting moving, and you know, whenever you have a good sale like that, it always gets your heart a pumping, and you know, makes you happy because you know you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and you know, making things work. So let's see. I feel like I slept okay last night. It was super, super cold, and so I did turn the heater up last night. I'm always worried about my pipes freezing. So water was running, um, and that's why I turned the heater up last night, just so it would keep the house warm and everything. So hopefully all is well. I know one time our pipes froze and Mike had to you had to go underneath because of course all the pipes are under the house, and you have to actually go underneath the house and put like a heater or a blowtorch, or somebody suggested a blowtorch, but I think at that point Mike was like, no, I'm not doing that. But you know, there had to have been you had to fix it because you don't want it to explode, you know, keep freezing and then expand, and then blow a line or whatever. So anyway, I always kind of worry about that kind of stuff. But I feel like as long as I keep the heater on and I keep things warm in the house, hopefully that won't happen. I guess one can only hope, right? Let's see. Sally, where are you? I know you're awake. You can't fool me. So, but we had a really good listing party last night. It went for a full 8 hours. So we went from 3 to 11 and got a lot of good work done, um, and everything. So it was good. Let's see. Yeah, all my packages are out except this last one that I got done. So just making sure I don't have anything else going on here. Looks like there's supposed to be some crazy weather going on today. Well, and last night there was snow in Texas, if you can imagine that. That's just craziness. Um, let's see. So, yeah. Anyway, I don't know where everybody's at. Everybody must be sleeping. Sleeping, sleeping, sleeping. Yeah, it looks like Mooresville, North Carolina is supposed to get snow mix is supposed to start at noon and then continue on. So that's crazy. Let's see. Sorry. Let's see here what we got going on in the chat. I'm going to do some shout outs. Let's see. We got Shantae, Frankie's Finds, Hank Allen Cash, Nissa. Good morning. Great Lakes States. Yeah, I know. I kept you up late. Kept you up late and expect you to get up early, huh? That's okay. That's usually I usually go to bed at midnight and wake up at 5:30, 6 o'clock. So that's my norm. So it should be your norm too, right? Um, yeah. Let's see. So what else is I've got a lot of listing to do today. Um, what else do I got to do? Got a lot of cleaning to do. My house, I really need a clean house. Like get stuff out of here, um, and just the basics, mop, sweep, vacuum, um, laundry. I need to do it all. So I think I'm probably going to do that, a little bit of all that today. And then I think this weekend I'm going to dive into my closet and start working on that. Um, try to get all of my um, old clothing out of there that I'm not using, and anything that I can sell, I'm going to put up and get out here. I need to put inventory away. So a lot of stuff going on. Hank Allen Cash says, same here. Going to do this final for one class soon as show is over in the morning and then studying for the next final and more listing. You've got a pretty good schedule there. You do pretty good with that. You do it in chunks. So a little bit of studying, a little bit of listing, a little bit of cleaning, you know, somehow or another you kind of just do it all together. Shantae says we have a PE class to attend to. Is it PE? And I really need to work on the house. It's not PE class, right? That's what it looks like. We have a PE class to attend to today. I don't know what that is. It looks like PE, like, physical education. Oh, gotcha. She homeschools. I didn't know that. I didn't know that you did homeschool. That's cool. I think that's the way to go these days. Um, oh, you take a class with other families. That's cool. I like that. Um, I think homeschooling is good, but I think you also have to have that physical and that social, thing with other kids and other families for that matter. Um, I think that's important too. So, but I give kudos to anybody that does that because that cannot be easy. But it's also, what your kids are learning, at the same time. So, I think it's a great thing. Hello, Valerie. Shantae says I taught public school for 5 years. Definitely homeschool. There you go. I mean, at least you are up to date on you're a teacher, so um, you're kind of ahead of the game there, and you know what your kids are being taught, what they're learning, and what they should be learning. It's not like you know. I think in school, I think I just kind of I don't know what it was. Like I didn't do well in school. Um, I had a lot of the dyslexic. I was never diagnosed with dyslexia, but I know that I have it. I still have it. I still have issues with it. But um, I just don't think that was never, I don't even know if that was even, I'm sure it was a diagnosis or something, um, in that. But just nobody really, I can't say that nobody really cared, but just nobody, it never caught anybody's attention. So I struggled with it. I had to stay back a grade, and that was really detrimental to me, I think. But I never was, into school and stuff like that until actually I got out of school, had a family, and then went back to college. That's when I got, you know, more into school and learning and kind of realized, what I actually missed in high school and, junior high and stuff like that. But I just kind of had to, figure it out on my own. And I think, being a little more mature, I think I was able to do that. But it was a struggle, definitely. There was, times that I had to be, I didn't make the grades, and so I had to, stay back and do it again and learn it again. So um, it was difficult, and there was definitely roadblocks. But what are you gonna do? Sally, you need to come in here. Where are you? Sally, what are you doing? Oh goodness. But yeah, we're whatever, whatever you had to go through to get that done. I was very proud, of course, when I got my degree and graduated from that and everything, but it was hard. It was a struggle. I can't dog on public schools in my area. My 3 older kids are productive people. One is a safety officer for Amazon, one a vet tech, and one is a chemical engineering at PSU. All went to public school. Yeah, absolutely. You know, I'm not saying public school is a bad thing. I went to public school. My kids went to public school. Um, but sometimes if you're able to do it, sometimes it's you know, advantageous to your kids to um, I don't know. It's just kind of family to family type of thing. Shantae says I went back to school once. The twins were around too. Yeah. Anissa says I have the patience of a flea. Could not homeschool. Yeah, I understand that too. Shantae says 20 plus students in a class, lots of unnecessary testing to meet quotas, not enough time, resources, ability to help all the way they deserve. Exactly. You're awesome. Um, yeah, Nissa says I had to take physics 3 times to get my teaching degree because you had to have at least a C in science to graduate. I ended up teaching math and science. That's awesome. So you showed them, right? Valerie sent hers to a private Christian school. I have the brain of a flea. So, um, and I'll always have that, certificate that says that I have a associate's degree in science and all that. And it was, I know what I went through to get it. Um, and it wasn't easy, but um, it's and I don't know what I can do with that degree, but um, I'm happy where I'm at right now. I'm happy. I've always wanted to be a business owner, so I'm a business owner. Might not be conventional, but that's right, Shantae. Everyone has to do what's best for their family. That's right. So, exactly. Well, Sally, you think on me? Did you just go back to bed? Let's see. We're gonna blow her up here. We're gonna jiff her up. Uh, yes, we are. And I don't know if it's GIF or if it's GIF. I call it a GIF, but I don't know if that's what it is or not. Sally said that it wasn't a GIF, that it was a GIF. I don't know. I don't really care. I call it what I want to call it. Whatever sounds good, right? So, what's going on today? Let's see. Elvis, what are you doing? He's on TV. Yeah, you're on the YouTube. He's like, turn that thing off. I don't want to be on TV. Valerie says, nah. Enough to know I needed to send them to private school. My sister homeschooled. She was the smart one. You're smart, Valerie. Quit it. My kids are really in trouble. Formula fed, daycare, public schools, doomed. I'd say not. I'd say they're just fine. They got a good mama. You know, and that may be something that my daughter decides to do. You know, as far as homeschooling, with the three, I don't know. I mean, she's good with kids and everything, but you know, having 3 kids under 2, all right now anyway.
I made it.
There you are. I was like, what the heck? You messaged me and then now you're gone.
I still have to take out my packages.
Okay. You're doing shipping?
We just finished.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
I was there early and left late. They were right there with me. Yep. Yeah. There's Sally. Yeah, I know. I had a late package that I had to get. I sold a pair of my cowboy boots.
Oh, good.
Yay for me.
That's great.
So
I sold a Green Bay Packers shirt. Over. Hey, none of that. None of that.
it's not religious.
We don't need that kind of drama. Football drama. Good morning, Hank. Morning, Shante. Yep. I have my glasses off so I could read the chat.
She's a miracle.
It's crazy.
No.
Let's see. Just to see if it's any better. Nope.
She's healed. Something like that, huh?
Yeah, something like that. Yes, I had to get that egg glue ready to go out. That was. I'm like, maybe it'll fit in this box. If you want to do it, if you're not gonna do it, you let me do it the way I want to do it. I was like, don't even start your crap today, man. Don't even go there with me. And he's like, well, you stop arguing with me, you're gonna be doing this all by yourself. Oh my god.
Ain't nobody got time for that, right?
No. I think I ate too many M&Ms last night.
Uh-oh.
Like, my stomach is like...
Yeah. Screaming. No more mint. They're in protest.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good thing. I mean, I think I probably squint, to read the chat, but it's better than using my glasses, so... Great. Who was shitting themselves? The boyfriend?
What?
I don't know. Hank says, yeah, he woke up shitting himself at 3:45 this morning. It's been
Uh-oh.
exciting around these parts, too.
Uh-oh.
I'm not doing all that, but I don't feel, I feel queasy or whatever. Yeah. You ate some? She goes, last night, right as I was finishing up pigs, I opened the door and he's holding up this steaky smelling food in a dish. I said, what the fuck is that? He goes, I don't know. It smells like dog food, but I ate some and it tastes really bad.
What?
Why would he eat some?
I don't know what this is, but I'm going to taste it.
I know. Why would you do that even?
Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
I never eat something that I don't know what it is.
No.
Oh my god.
No,
That's like a rule.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't know what it is, you better not be putting that in your mouth. That's how you get sick. Definitely. Wow.
Turn on the fans, pointing out the door. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Oh, these men, I tell you.
Faux steak strips. Bag. He microwaved them and they stung like a demon's butthole. Shantae wants to know something, Valerie.
Valerie, Texas or Valerie, Kansas? I think it's
No,
Valerie,
you.
Texas.
Oh, maybe Valerie Texas. Oh, that's right. See the E. I thought it was O. Auctions going off today.
Good. I think I have one going off. I don't have as many as I usually do on. I think I have one. Nope, I still have one day on that one, I think.
Yeah.
Yep. And I have
But I had a
600.
space maker. What?
I have 609 ending today.
Oh my god.
It's not that big of a deal. It's not that bad.
That sounds
Because
bad to me.
I just relist. It's okay. It sounds like a whole lot, but it's really not that bad.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like a whole lot, that's for sure. Where's all my watchers at? Looking for my watchers on my stuff, and I'm like, okay, I don't see any. There's one. Some kind of dehydrated steak strips.
Huh. Like a MRE or something like that?
That's kind of what it sounds like, but it sounds nasty.
Yeah.
He microwaved them, so I mean, you don't do that with the MRE, but maybe.
I don't know.
Sounds disgusting.
Whatever floats your boat, I suppose. What was 47?
Oh yeah, I'm sure Texas is shut down wherever it's snowing.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure. Because
nobody knows how to drive in that stuff.
Yeah, and they probably don't have any plows or anything. I'm sure everybody has four-wheel drive though, because everybody drives a freaking truck in Texas. I'm sure. But that don't mean nothing. Four-wheel drive don't help whenever you don't know how to drive in this stuff.
Right. Shantae, yes, I think it snowed back in 1984. It's rare, but it does snow.
That's crazy.
And a lot of those towns, they just, they just shut down. Everything shuts down. Yep. Nikki!
There's Nikki.
Hi.
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 We missed you.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Sound good.
Yeah.
You sound good. Na 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 na.
She's like, I don't know what I walked into.
Okay, I got the wrong show here. Oh my gosh.
My dad's going to try to go by himself today to physical therapy, so.
Does that seem to be helping, the physical therapy?
He's just starting today.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, hopefully it works for him.
He's feeling up to it, like he can go by himself.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Let me in.
I know sometimes that can be, difficult. I mean, you want to give him his space and let him do what he needs to do, so.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to coddle him either, because then, then they start getting lazy or whatever. And
right.
He's not that way. He doesn't want to be caught. Damn it, it's construction. He doesn't want to be coddled anyways. That ticks him off if I try to coddle him.
Right.
So, but then again, he likes to make sure that I'm there just in case he needs me, of course,
Right.
And then, like yesterday, he got in the shower by himself and stuff, only because he knew that I was on my way there, and, but yeah, he doesn't like to be coddled, so. And I told him, I said, well, I'm not going to do that. I said, but if you need me, I said, don't be afraid to call me and tell me,
Right.
Because I'll be here, in a heartbeat. He's, yeah, I know you'll be there. And I says, but I don't want to, crowd you either and be annoying. My sister was that way. Just really, in his face all the time, and tried to do everything for him. And he's like, just leave me alone,
Yeah.
And, but, I mean, her heart was in the right place. I mean, it wasn't like she was, she just wanted to take care of him, when he was sick and at one time. And he's just like, just leave me alone. I need to do this stuff myself. So.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's understandable.
Yeah. Which is good he's that way. I mean, because, that's going to get him back up and going,
exactly.
Rather than letting everybody else do everything for you and then you get lazy,
Right.
So it's good for him, but I don't want him to overdo it either. But yesterday when I was there, he cooked himself something to eat and blah blah blah, and was doing some paperwork and stuff for Knights of Columbus, because he's like the financial whatever for Knights of Columbus, and he's for one degree, and then for the other degrees like the Grand Poobah, whatever that's called. Anyways, I always call him the Grand Poobah. Actually, I think it's called like the Grand Night for another degree. Well, anyways, he was doing some financial paperwork and stuff, and he had to get some paper for the printer, and well, he went and took the walker I gave him. That's got a seat on it, and he went and he sat down on it and got the paper instead of bending over and doing it standing up. So he's taking precautions to make sure he doesn't like fall or,
Right.
and he's not trying to overdo it. And then he's like, oh, I gotta sit down. I've done too much. And so he's taking that and saying, hey, okay, I'm feeling like I've done too much. I need to sit down. So he's not trying to overdo it either.
Right. He's paying attention to his body.
Yeah.
That's
So
good.
I'm not too worried about him. I think he'll be fine. He's just.
Yeah.
And then I saw that he wasn't overdoing it. And then I've fiddled around at his house yesterday and got all of his stuff for his, because he's got to have a pee bag right now until his prostate starts working again right, and possibly may need like a surgery or procedure or whatever to clear that up, but they're trying medicine first. But anyways, he he's got all these supplies, and I went and got a container for him to organize it all in, and so he liked that. And then I don't know if it's ever since my mom died, like half of his bed is always closed. Now, I've said before, my dad is like a clothing fanatic. You clothing sellers would have a heyday in his bedroom. He's got enough clothes probably for 10 men to live off of. He's got so many clothes, and they're not cheap clothes. Anyways, he's always been that way, just very, keeps himself very presentable.
Right.
Anyways, so ever since my mom died, sorry, ambulance going by. Ever since my mom died, he's had like this hoard of clothes on his bed. He's always leaving his clothes on half of his bed is full of clothes.
Huh.
And my husband says, well, maybe it's because your mom's not there. Maybe he keeps that hoard there for company, because your mom's not on her side of the bed anymore. So, I mean, because I've always asked him, you want to do something with these clothes, I mean, it's not like these clothes have been sitting there for the last 15 years, but, I mean, he wears them and stuff, but when he does his laundry, clothes go back on that side of the bed,
Right.
Well, anyways, and I'll be like, do you want to do something with these? No, just leave them alone. They're fine, So, I mean, it's like he wanted them there,
Right.
So anyway,
right.
yesterday he's like, there's barely enough room for me. This hoard has now become like 3/4 of his bed. He's like, yeah, I'm kind of starting to not have enough room for me in the bed. Me and Henry. He said, can we do something? I've been waiting for you to tell me that. This is 15 years he's had the hoard on his bed,
Oh my
I mean,
God.
not the same hoard, but you know what I mean. And
Mhm.
and it's like I've been trying to do something with these damn clothes for 15 years. Anyways, I got his bed all cleaned off yesterday, and he was like so excited. He's like, wow, I do have another side of the bed. He's very
I've
clean
heard
about
of people
himself.
doing that before,
Yeah,
especially
but I figured it
especially
was,
when they lose a spouse.
Right.
that's what we thought it
Like,
was just yeah.
yeah, it's like it keeps that side of the bed occupied,
Yeah.
Yeah.
to where they don't have to think about it. Like, they don't have to think about somebody being there.
Yeah. But it's clean now, so
That's good.
Well, maybe he was just ready.
maybe. He's got so many. He's like, well, my nephew Matthew used to live with him. And my nephew Matt labeled all of his drawers. He tried to order one time. And he organized got that's right. I says, Dad, you don't have they don't make a dresser big enough for all your damn clothes. He said, well, you can put the summer stuff away and blah, blah. I says, it still isn't going to do any good. I said, his whole closet is packed full of dress clothes. I mean, just because he works in an office, so he's always wearing dress clothes. But it's like, and he uses them. It's not like this stuff isn't being used. It's just he goes and buys new clothes all the time.
Yeah.
Or orders them. And it's like, yeah, I mean, wow. I'm like, you have more clothes than I've ever had in my life. Probably. And I'm a woman. That's bad. Yeah. He's like, maybe you could take some of these clothes and sell them on eBay. I was like, where do I even freaking start? So we might go through his clothes and get rid of some, and we'll see. He's in that mindset now, so maybe I can get him to get rid of some of that stuff.
Yeah, better get it while he's thinking about it, while it's on his mind.
I'm gonna go take my packages out, sis.
Okay.
Yeah. He's got a lot of clothes, boy. It's just amazing. I mean, I've been with him my whole life. And shoes. Oh, you want to talk about shoes?
Oh my gosh. Really?
I mean, I was looking at his dresser. He's got a mirrored dresser, and then he's got a chest of drawers also. Well, anyways, I was looking at his dresser where his ties are. He's even got his old Century 21 ties hanging there.
Oh, wow.
And he hasn't worked real estate since I was either in junior high or high school, or just beginning high school. Mm-hmm. And I'm 43. I graduated in 92.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's just that guy that doesn't get rid of stuff. He just keeps piling up, and he puts the new on top of the old type of thing, and but just one of those types of guys that don't, that just doesn't get rid of anything.
Yeah. I would love to go through his house and pick through his house.
Yeah.
I mean, I was looking at his closet yesterday when I was dinking around with all these clothes. And I'm looking up on the closet shelf, and I'm like, all those camera lenses, because he was always a big camera guy. All those camera lenses and vintage cameras. And I'm just like, oh my God, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
I was just going to say
that. All of a sudden, my little cash register in my head's going off. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
I would never try to get, I don't bother him about his stuff,
Oh, I know.
That's always been his thing, and I've never, I have nothing to talk about. I mean,
right.
I don't even know where I get it from. And it's not like, his house is not like a hoarder's house.
Right.
So it's not like, it's not like, well, most of it, yeah. Except for the clothes part, because there's nowhere to put them all.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, it's not like the house is like piles and piles and piles or anything like that,
Right. Right.
But he just likes his stuff.
Yeah. Hey, Mary. Hey, Jennifer. Hey, Mr. Sadie.
Hi, everybody. I can't see my chat, so.
Shantae says, good morning, Nikki. And they said, Valerie, you're in a singing mood this morning.
Yeah. Nikki's back.
I am.
Hey.
I know you probably already said, is your dad doing okay? And you don't have to do the long version.
No, he's doing better.
Good.
He's improving every day.
Oh, that's good.
Mm-hmm. I was going to take a picture of my dad's old Century 21 ties and send them to Jim.
I got I kept him. Well, Jim was Century 21 when he started, but his dad had Vacation Land Properties, and they have these real estate signs where they had, like, that picture you take of yourself for your real estate card. They put them on their signs, on their road signs. So I saved some of them. You got like young Jim in his business jacket, ready to sell real estate. He tried to throw them all away, but I saved a couple of him and his dad just for old time's sake.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to send him a picture of them old Century 21
Jim
signs.
used to have a gold jacket, and he said when you bought the gold jacket, it was real expensive. It was like $500 or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he did that for, I think Jim was a real estate agent like 23 or 24 years, something like that. I mean, a long time.
Wow.
I think my dad only did it for, I don't even think it was 10 years.
Yeah. Well, apparently, like Jim, apparently he did okay with it, for being in there for so long.
Not that I'm a real estate person, I will say the thing with if you want to be a real estate person, you're going to hit it really hard. You have to be at the office every day because it's, you have to hook the people and they walk in. And he was very diverse. I mean, they did property management, sold commercial property through the statewide exchange club, sold residential. He did everything. They did mortgage signature closings, because there's going to be times where you might sell like a big piece of property and it might take you 4 months to sell another one or 6 months. So you have to have other streams of revenue coming in when you do it. So, but anyway, it's not an easy thing to make a living at.
No, you definitely got to do your due diligence.
Yeah, you're really hitting it hard. And you're selling something for somebody else. You know what I mean? I mean, you're selling it for, Jim likes this better. He goes, because I'm selling my own thing. I'm not selling something for somebody else.
Yeah. You're seeing all the profit.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that was so annoying when my dad worked for Century 21 and we didn't have call waiting or anything at that time. So, yeah, that was when we lived in the old house. So that was when I was in junior high. I was like in seventh or eighth grade. It was before we moved into the new house. Well, anyways, yeah, I was in 6th and 7th grade, I think, when my dad did real estate. Well, anyways, they would transfer the phones over to the person on call that night.
Yeah, that's how Jim's was too.
I could never use the damn phone that night because we didn't have call waiting, so there couldn't be a busy signal.
Gosh. That's like the worst time, because that's the time of that's like the time that you're on the phone and with your girlfriends and boyfriends and
yeah, but in real estate, if somebody calls you at 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, I mean, you just don't want to miss that call, because what happens is they'll just go on to another agent or something.
Exactly.
Or another office.
Yep. Oh, you see, so mad if we were on the phone. I'm the one on call. Get off the goddamn phone. And I'd be like, quit being so cheap and get call waiting. He yelled at me for being on the phone too much, even when we had call waiting. So
it's probably just a thing. Gotta yell about.
When he sold real estate, it was so cute. My oldest nephew, who's now like 31-ish, I think. Anyways, I can't remember if they're odd or even numbers this year. Well, anyways, he and oh God, he loved his bumpa. And that's what he called them, bumpa. And of course, the real estate cards, they had the picture of the realtor on it. Yeah. Anyway, so these business cards, and he would just carry them around. He just loved, these are bumpa cards, he called them. And My sister-in-law said he'd lick them and stick them to the wall all over the
Oh,
Oh my
she says I had bumper cards everywhere.
Oh
yeah,
my
it's
god.
great. And when I get to clean them up, I get to clean up kids' spit and business cards.
Oh yeah. Then he found the glue and he started gluing them to the wall. Oh boy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. she had bumper cards everywhere all the time. I remember this one time he got an answering machine. It was right after he started selling real estate. He got an answering machine so that just in case he wasn't there, you know, he wouldn't miss any calls. Anyways, got a brand new answering machine. And Scotty used to push the button all the time on the answering machine. Then he could hear Grandpa, you know, Bumpa. And when my dad wasn't there. Well, one day all of a sudden we're sitting there and Scotty goes, Bumpa thirsty. He threw a glass of water on it.
Oh, God.
Oh my
Brad,
gosh.
My dad didn't even have that answering machine a week. It was done. Didn't work anymore.
I did something like that to my mom. I thought it'd be a practical joke to squirt her with a hose, a garden hose, through the screen into our living room. She was sitting in there watching TV, except I hit the back of the television, you know, and it was like, you know, like it's like late 70s. It's one of those old tube TVs. It looked like it exploded because she was watching it at the time, and she freaked out. I mean, it was like a TV was a huge investment. I mean, she was like beyond pissed off at me. I think I might have got that one.
Stuff like that.
No, I do not.
Yeah, back then it was like unheard of to even have two TVs, and if you did, boy, you must be rich.
You know, and like when your TV broke, you called the TV repairman to fix it. You know what I mean? Because I remember it was like, no, this TV's not fixable. You're just gonna have to, you know, bite the bullet and get a new one. She was like, she bought like I don't know, it was like a 14-inch black and white to get us through, like a little tiny portable TV, until she bought the new color TV. And she was really mad at me. I was in such trouble. Yeah.
It's cold outside.
Yeah.
I remember one time we were talking or something, and when I was a little kid, you know, and I had said something about, you know, the TV in the kitchen. And they're like, you have two TVs? And so one girl's like, no, you don't. You're too poor for two TVs, you know. I mean, they thought I was lying that we had two TVs in the house. And I was like, no, we really do. My mom's got one in the kitchen, and we got one in the living room, you know. I want to see. I bet you don't. You know, like, I do.
We were poor, but we had TVs in almost all of our rooms, and we had telephones in almost all of our rooms.
Wow. I didn't even have that.
Sally, that sounds like a country song. We're poor.
I did.
TV. Pop gave us TV in all our rooms.
Yeah.
I want to bring out the.
We had a TV in our bathroom.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. I love them.
Hey, when I'm going to the John, I like to stay current.
So sometimes an 8-track player.
Oh my gosh.
But definitely a telephone. We had a telephone in the bathroom too.
I know. I used to beg my parents. I'm like, just give me my own, because my dad used to just complain and complain. Yeah, that I was on the phone too much. And it's like, just give me a phone in my room. And you don't have to worry about me using your phone. Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
No. You just need to you talk to these people all day at school. Why do you have to talk to them at home, too?
Yeah, we did.
I was like, Dad, can I have a sleepover? Don't they have their own bed to sleep in? Why do they have to sleep in mine?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that one.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I didn't have a phone in my bedroom. We had it upstairs, and there was, of course, a phone downstairs, like the main phone. But then upstairs, we had one of those shitty Cobra phones that you put on the wall. Do you remember those pieces of crap?
Mm-hmm.
That was what the phone was upstairs, which had never, ever really worked great anyway.
Did you have a 50-foot long coil cord?
Hell yeah! So I could take it in my room because it was like a hallway that was a landing, and then the bedroom doors all there. So yeah, you can take it in your room and shut the door.
Before we
kitchen
had
phone had
phones
that.
everywhere.
Because I don't want people to know what I'm talking about. Maybe I was smoking a cigarette or something.
Maybe the rest of the family would like to know what you're talking about.
Before we had phones everywhere, like I would take it from the kitchen all the way to my bedroom.
I get yelled at, stop scratching the goddamn phone cord.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
too much.
No, those are poor cell phones.
We always had the coolest phones. My dad, years and years before I was even an itch in his pants.
Oh, there's a statement.
An itch in his pants? That's a new one.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
You never heard that before? Before I was an itch in my daddy's pants.
No, that must be a delete thing.
Before I was even thought of.
Never heard that before. That's a new one.
That is so funny.
I say that all the time. Before I was an itch in my daddy's pants. Anyways, before then, this was when my mom and dad first met. He was a phone guy. So he's always had a fascination with phones. So we always had the coolest phones. You know, he always had like those cool phones that sit on the cradle and have the big, you know.
Like a princess phone?
Like rich people had, you know, there was really nice looking cool phones. Yeah. We have the neatest phones because he just loved phones.
So are you like walking around in your chiffon robe talking on your princess phone?
in your smoking jacket.
I totally cannot see that.
With like those heels, but they're like sandals where they got like the fur on the top and they're like, you know, about heels you walk around the house.
like Jaja.
Yeah, a cigarette, a long holder and stuff. What she's talking about.
Weren't that fancy? These phones were phones that he got at the auction, though. We weren't rich.
Oh man, I just thought of a new nickname: Auction Princess.
Oh my gosh.
That's funny.
She gets mad if you bid against her. She's some kind of auction princess.
One time my dad, I got a canopy bed. And I thought I was really the shit. Well, here my dad ended up, he never even bid on the bed. He had bid on this box full of electrician's tape. And this other guy had won this bed. Well, anyways, he wanted some of my dad's electrician's tape. My dad the bed for some of that electrician's tape. So my dad got it for trading him a few rolls of electrician tape. He got the canopy bed. So I ended up with a canopy bed. You know,
I thought you were going to say it was some at the auction that nobody bid on, and the auctioneer just said, "Hey, can somebody just take this out of here?" Well, now they got trade.
No, he traded it
last year.
Now you can see where I get the auction thing from. And then one time I always wanted one of those macaws, you know, those big, huge parrots.
Oh, yeah.
Like from like the tropical islands or whatever, you know. Anyways, I wanted one of those. So I told my dad I always usually got everything I wanted. I was very spoiled. I mean, I don't want to say that, but anyways, all of a sudden one day he comes home, he's like from the auction, he's like, I got you a bird. And I'm like, you got me my bird? Here it was a bird in a glass case. And when you walked by it, it would chirp. I was like, are you kidding me? He's like, yeah, this way you don't have to clean up after it and I don't have to pay to feed it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, parrots are cool, but I wouldn't get one now because I'm too old. Because they live to be like 90 or 100, and you have to like have it, you know, so that somebody will take care of them when you're dead.
Yeah.
No, that sounds like another country song. When I'm dead, who will take care of my
But
parents?
Jim wanted to get a camel. When I met Jim, see, he went kind of animal crazy. He wanted to get a camel because there was a guy breeding them up here. You could buy them. I'm like, no, they're too expensive, and they live to be like 90. I'm like, no way. I mean, what are you gonna do? Will the camel to somebody to take care of it and stuff? No.
But they get the short end of the will.
Yeah, when you're at an age that there's a good chance the animal's gonna outlive you, then no, you should not get that animal.
Yeah, exactly. I say I used to get everything I wanted, and I was spoiled, but I mean, I got a lot of stuff from auctions. It's not like, which I was appreciative of.
Yeah.
I didn't care, you know.
Well, hopefully Coon Girl will be okay. I'm glad you're feeling better, Mike.
Good.
He says Coon Girl's got to go to the vet.
She's still sick.
Oh, a dog.
No, it's a
Oh,
raccoon.
it's a raccoon. Yeah, he had a raccoon in his video.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We lost our goat yesterday, so.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, we know where. Well, he's not alive anymore.
I know
but
right where he is.
Jim went and Jim and gave him a burial. Yeah, he must have had a heart attack or something.
Huh.
I'm feeding at night, and I'm walking around. I'm like, "Geez, Jim, did you see the goat?" He's like, "Yeah, I wasn't going to say anything. I didn't think you'd notice." I'm like, "Well, how wouldn't I notice? That's like one of your kids that's saying, oh, well, I got 4 kids. I didn't notice one's been missing for a day or something, you know?" Yeah, he must have had a heart attack. He's just like he laid down and went to sleep in the hay pile and never woke up. Let me see living his life.
Well, since we're having a celebration of the goat's life, I just want to say, yes, I always view the goat like one of my children.
Well, you live the life.
Whatever.
My goat was like one of my kids.
Oh my God.
My goat was like my dog. I was as close to my goat as I am my dogs.
This goat liked me, but it did not like Jim. It would run away from Jim, and Jim's the one who wanted the goat, so it made Jim mad because the goat did not want to be his friend.
I had a sheep when I was a kid, and the sheep was like Nikki said. I mean, it was like one of our dogs. I mean, I love that sheep. But yeah, this goat was just like, nah, whatever.
Which, when the lady goes, "Would you take this goat? I don't want it anymore." I'm like, nah, because I had a sheep too, and I'm like, no, I don't think I want it. And Jim's like, oh no, it'll be great. It'll be great. Oh, let's get it.
Yeah, that was my bad. That was dumb. Anyway, well, we fought it a long time. It lived a full life, and now it's dead.
Amen.
You guys, I've told you guys before, I taught my goat how to do an obstacle course and shake a hoof and stuff.
Yeah, you said you used to walk it down the road and that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, my daughter's friends would call her up. Was that your mom I just saw walking down the highway with a goat on a leash? She's like, yeah, that was my mom. I'm going to pick her up now on the goat.
You should have got one of those goat carts. You could have drove him around. Was he a very, very big goat or a little one?
Yeah, he was a Toggenburg, so he would have gotten up to be like 200 and some pounds, but 200 pounds, about 190 to 210 pounds usually, 220 pounds.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was gonna pull a cart up at the steam farm.
Oh.
And I was gonna put like some wood and stuff in there, you know.
Yeah.
But he ended up passing away.
What'd you guys
I
decide?
had gotten another goat and from the feed store, and it was sick and got him sick, and I couldn't get it back.
Oh, that's.
The vet had put him on antibiotics and stuff, but he ended up passing away when I was down in the Twin Cities with my mother-in-law.
Yeah, that's actually what happened with our goat. He must have got some kind of either heart failure or a bug because he walked out in the morning just fine.
Yeah, did he have a heart?
And he's just laying there like I checked his neck. His neck wasn't broken. There's no bites or anything. It looks like he just laid down and passed on.
Pneumonia is a big thing in goats. That's usually the biggest killer of goats.
Yeah, because of cold weather coming in, yeah.
Did he have a runny nose?
Or anything. No, he wasn't sick or nothing. I mean, because the night before, I mean, he had a weight problem because when I would grain the horses, he's always stealing the horse grain, and Jim's always trying to keep him on a diet because he was getting like obese, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
his rear legs were splayed apart. His gut was so big it was making his back legs like spread apart. I mean,
it
was so hard to keep him from keeping food away from him.
What kind of goat was he?
He was a large size pygmy.
Oh.
But he was a little bit taller than
He
like
was the size of
Cecil.
Pepper. I mean, or Snoopy. He was the size of our
Yeah,
lab, though.
he's about the size of a lab, but fatter.
Okay.
I mean, I just looked at him today. I mean, he was like, I don't know, 2.5 feet wide at the belly.
Wow.
Yeah. He was rotund.
Yeah.
So that's why I said it could be heart failure.
Could be. Yeah.
Because he'd like get in, he'd pry the horse stall open. He could get in on some of them on the backside, and then they'd go in there and steal the grain while they're trying to eat. He was a real
grain addict.
way, yeah.
Sweet feed. Yeah, sweet feed addict.
Yeah, he loved the molasses sweet feed. It was his
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
I remember one time we were remodeling the barn, and so we put all the food in the chicken pen and chicken coop. I was trying to think of the word. Anyways, all of a sudden, Rocky had figured out how to do the latch to get into the chicken coop from the rest of the barn. And he got in there and he got into, because the chickens never bothered the feed, you know. They never like picked at it or anything. But anyways, in there and he tipped over and I went in there and he's got his face just full of dust, you know, feed dust. And he was in there just chawing away. And oh my God, he ate so much of it. I was like, oh my God, you're going to get sick. And he just kept eating. I was like, holy crap. I couldn't believe how much feed he ate that day.
Yeah. No, we kept our feed locked up because we were trying to keep him where he wasn't. Because we got him trimmed down a little bit because he was really obese for a while. And then we did get him trimmed down some, but now he was like going back up. Because especially now in the winter, you know, he'd just go out there and lay in the round bale. The horses would be all eating around him. And then he'd just lay out there eating and then eat grain and stuff.
Yeah, and then at night he breaks into the stalls and hijacks the horse's grain.
Yeah.
Because
after he did that, then I started locking up the food, you know. But
he could push a stall door open. I mean, he could wiggle through as tight as he was. I mean, he could wiggle through like a 4-inch wide gap. I mean, he was like a snake or like a rat.
Yeah, if his head went through, he was going through.
Goats are little stinkers, boy. They're just
they can be.
Yeah. Mine was spoiled rotten.
I remember when I was a kid.
Huh?
Sorry. I just remember whenever I was a kid that my aunt had a goat, and she told me, "Oh my God, that goat just ate all those clothes off my line."
Oh my God!
Yeah, she had went out and put all a full load of clothes on the line, and he ate that whole load of clothes.
Oh my God! Well, our goat never did that.
How do they live? You know,
that's a good question.
They're just shitting out clothes. I don't understand that.
Like they're gonna break down. So I mean, you'd have to like shit out the whole piece of clothing. He's lucky he didn't get, I don't know, blocked up.
Well, my brother's dog had a washcloth. So
the thing about goats is they didn't always eat everything. They get the everybody thinks they eat everything, but they don't. But they have to have everything has to go in their mouth, and that's where they get that thing where goats eat everything. They have to chew on everything just to see what it is, you know.
He ate the clothespins and everything.
Well, I believe it. I'm just saying that sometimes, you know, sometimes people, they get a bad rap for eating everything, but they always have to, like Rocky, always, anything had to be in his mouth. He had to constantly, he may not have ate it, but he had to taste it.
Oh my God, our goat would get on those horses' tails and then he'd be pulling their tail hair out. I could have just about shot him when he'd do that.
Oh my God, yeah, not our horse, but like a boarder's horse.
Oh yeah.
So the boarder comes to the barn and I'm like, well, my horse's tail looks shorter. Oh no, it's grown, everything's good.
Yeah.
Cover story.
Get rid of that hair off that goat's head.
Yeah, because the horse tails take a long time to grow back.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he'd come out. He was wearing a wig. He looked like a movie star. He'd have all that horse shirt. I'm glad we're talking this through because now I'm feeling less and less sorry for the goat. I'm having all these memories.
Yeah. And they're always the goat getting into mischief.
That goat was never in any type of pen or fenced in.
Well, with us, where he
No.
came from, she had like
Wasn't
this
It's a
little.
wading pool.
He was in a kiddie swimming pool with a wire fence around it. That's all he had. So we brought him
Oh.
here, and he fell in love with the horses. So like in the morning when I turn the horses out, he'd go out with the horses, and then when I bring him in, he'd come in with the horses.
Yeah,
And
we
he could go anywhere because he just could walk in and underneath the wood fence. You know,
Oh.
he'd never like go by the road or run away. He always hung around by the horses or the barn. But yeah, he just was always down there.
Yeah, so he never with us. He never spent a day with us where he's actually penned up. He could have went wherever he wanted. Some days I
Yeah.
was run away.
My goat was like that too. He had the run of the place, just like the dogs, you know, and he would run right along with the dogs. Just the dogs would be running around, he'd go and run right with them.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Willow, my Jack Russell, she would start playing with him, and she would just hang off his cheek or hang off his tail, and he just loved it. You know, he would just run and flip her around, and they would have so much fun.
Well, this is your livestock minute brought to you by Purina.
I would love to have another goat.
Yeah. I like when they have it like the pygmies, or they'll like get like those big spools that electric companies use or whatever, and they set up like a thing, and then the goats are out in their field, you know, climbing on all this stuff and that. I always thought that was kind of cool.
There was this one place he went when he was a phone guy, and they had a goat, and the damn thing crawled up on top of it. He had just gotten a brand new telephone company van, and the stupid goat was on top of it.
I know somebody's boat that did that too. Would climb up on the hood of a car.
Yeah, ours didn't do that. Well, ours was too fat. He couldn't. Do it.
My goat used to jump in people's cars. He wanted to go bye-bye.
Oh my gosh.
He loved going bye-bye.
I had to go pick up these horses at this other barn. So I go up there. She's got a pair of pygmy goats in the barn walking around, and they have these rubber balls on their horns. You know, I'm like, I had to ask. I'm like, what is with these rubber balls on the goat's horn? She goes, well, when they go in the house, then they don't scratch up the woodwork. I'm like, God, goats in your house? What the hell?
Yeah.
Sometimes goats have that goat smell to them, even if they are neutered and stuff. They still got a little bit of a livestocky smell. So I'm talking to the person whose horses these were. She's like, yeah. She goes, it's real crazy. She's got this wood box in her bedroom that's full of hay, and that's where the goats sleep at night, in her bedroom with her. I'm like, oh boy.
Oh boy. I
can maybe
thought I was
see why
close to
she's
my
not
goat.
married. I can maybe see why she's single.
I let my goat come in. I let my goat come in before, but not like to stay. Like my father-in-law, he that lived with us, he couldn't go outside and walk a lot. So I would bring the goat in to see him real quick, you know, at the dining room table, and he'd pet him and play with him a little bit, and then he'd go back outside. But I had hardwood floors, and it wasn't like I was bringing him into carpeting and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would bring him in, walk him in to see Grandpa, and then he'd go back out, you know.
Oh, wow.
But he never
Yeah, 'cause it's
stayed
not like
in the house.
they just go where they go.
Which was a bad idea, because then when I was sitting in the living room, all of a sudden I'd hear, man, and a crash, and I'd see his legs and his front paws or hooves up against the window at the door, and he's sitting there, man, wanting to come in.
My God.
I'm supposed to be in there with you, Mom. The dogs are in there. Why can't I? I'm a dog. You know. Damn goat thought he was a dog. I swear to God, I was waiting for him to bark.
I'm just thinking about this woman with a goat in her bedroom. I'm thinking she's talking like one of her friends. I don't understand. It's always one night stands. I can never nail it.
When you wake up and there's a goat looking at you.
Yeah.
At the key moment, you got a goat staring at you, you know, with that goat eye.
How about
I can't finish this up. This goat staring.
How about the
at me.
entire night while you can smell his goat? That could be problematic.
I have these friends of the family. They used to get the weirdest ducks. I always took in these ducks that had problems. I mean, like this one duck, they had the beak was like intertwined with the upper and the lower were like this. It was so weird. Anyways, they would like bring in these ducks, I guess I don't know how to say it politically correct.
Crippled ducks?
Anyways, huh?
Yep, ducks.
Yeah, they were like, yeah, they just were deformed. Anyways, they would bring in these ducks and they'd live in their house. She made diapers for them and everything.
Okay, that's a little. I've had a duck in my house, but I've never put a diaper on a duck.
Oh, that's so gross.
Yeah, not diapering ducks.
Hey, when we used to raise quail, you had to turn the eggs, and if you forgot to turn the eggs, you'd get they'd have like messed up legs, or while they're in the incubator, you got to turn the eggs. So maybe maybe there's incubator ducks, and maybe somebody didn't turn the eggs as much as because you'd mark it with an X and a 0 on either side.
Yeah.
You're rotating them.
Mm-hmm.
That's a mother duck will do. The mother nest will do that. She rotates the eggs. She turns them.
I guess apparently that's a big thing to have household ducks, to have ducks in your house. But
No, I had a lot of ducks. I didn't keep. Only reason a duck ever came in the house was if it was winter and it was sick.
Yeah, we had that one sick one.
Yeah.
But we kept them in a big like parrot cage.
Yeah.
I remember one year I bought 50 chicks from the feed store, and it was supposed to freeze that night. So I brought them in because I was worried that the heat lamps wouldn't be enough for them. So I brought them into the bathroom, and we were gone that night, and we came home, and I had chicks everywhere in the bathroom. I swear to God, it was like I love Lucy. I had 50 chicks all around my bathroom. They had hopped out of the little pen I had them in. Oh my God, it was so funny. My husband's like, and there's like chicken shit all over the place. He's like,
God.
oh, he was pissed. Get those goddamn chicks out of here. Oh, he was angry.
Nikki, when you do that, you got to put the chicks in your bathtub because then when they poop everywhere, you just rinse it down the drain.
Yeah.
Don't let them
man,
on the floor. Just put them in the bathtub. It works. It works as a pen and a good cleanup area.
I'm throwing up.
Yeah, we had poop on the toilet paper. We had poop. God, he was mad. Oh, I was like, I'll clean it up.
Well, poop on the toilet paper is a good place. I mean, that's a good place for it.
Not the whole roll full of poop.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Oh, he was mad.
Oh.
Well, that chicken poop is good for chapped lips.
No, it's not.
You rub chicken poop on your lips.
You won't lick them anymore.
You won't lick them.
You sound like my grandma. She used to say that all the time. If she caught you like licking your lips too much or chewing your nails, she's like, I'm gonna put some chicken shit on there, so you stop doing that.
It works.
Her cure for everything was chicken shit.
My mom too. Oh my God.
I don't know.
Your grandma reminds me a lot of.
My grandmother was Polish. I don't know if it's an Eastern European thing or what.
My mom was half Hungarian.
I knew somebody that had a potbelly pig in their house too. Jennifer just said, but when you went in their house,
oh my God,
the house was clean, but like everywhere, like 3 feet up the woodwork on every door frame, because he scratches his tusks, it would be all just ruined.
I mean, yeah, it looked like somebody just took a hammer, the claw end of a hammer, and just walked around the bottom 2 feet of your walls and through your entire house and just chopped it up. Furniture, trim, drywall. I mean, it was just like you destroyed this house.
I wanted to have a potbelly pig in the house, and I almost had my husband talked into it because I'm pretty clean, you know. I almost had my husband talked into it, but then we went to this friend of his who's not a clean person. I mean, they were hoarders, so they had like paths going through their house. Cleaned up after this pig.
Don't talk about my house like that, Nikki.
And the kitchen floor, because it was always in the kitchen floor was rotting. And it stunk so bad in there. Just think of the worst barn you've ever been in. And times it by about 30 or 40.
Yeah.
And that's probably the smell. That's about what the smell was in this house. Oh, my God. And he's like hell.
I'll tell you this. I used to want a ferret, and I'm like, no, I think it would be fun. I'm going to get a ferret. And I went to PetSmart or whatever, where they have ferrets in the cage, and their cages are very clean. But they had the litter box in there with the big, huge, stinky ferret poops. I'm like, no, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Too much.
I heard ferrets stink really bad.
Yeah, you got to like wash them a lot to get that musky smell. But anyway, yeah, but they have really stinky poo. And I was like, that cured me at PetSmart. I'm like, no.
And the animal shelters are full of dogs, okay, that nobody wants. Just get a dog.
Yeah, just get a dog.
Exotic, get a cat that you allow in the house. Okay, for me, that's an exotic pet. But otherwise, just get a dog.
Mm-hmm.
I like to have pets that can open the door and they can go poop outside. That's why I don't have a cat, because I don't want to deal with a litter box.
Yeah, and
so
dogs don't have venom.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Not into snakes or that.
Yeah. These exotic.
That's crazy. The craziest animal that I had in my house was a rabbit. I litter trained a rabbit one time.
Oh.
And I used to take it for walks on a leash, too.
Yeah.
But the rabbit.
I used to have a little harness and a leash for it.
Yeah.
And that's actually pretty normal, so.
Is it?
A lot of people do that. They're easier to litter train than cats.
Tar, if you get rabbits, they're going to be outside rabbits.
No, I can't. Well, the dogs would harass the poor thing.
They eat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If they could get, but if it was in its cage, I mean, they're just going to sit there drooling over it.
I don't think we've had a single summer where we didn't have at least one of the dogs running around with a rabbit in its mouth. So
Yeah.
I don't think a rabbit do well in the house.
Yeah, my dogs are constantly chasing the
They
rabbits.
love Haas and Feffa.
Yeah, well, ours catch them and start eating them. Oh my God, Mabel, when she was a puppy, she'd catch those moles. I'm like, oh my God, she's got a mole. Get it away, Jim. She must have found a nest of them. Then she's running around with another one, but then she doesn't want to give it up. And she's like squishing it, and then like its guts are coming out and stuff, and she's trying to eat it real quick. I'm like, oh my God. Ugh. Yeah. A little ratter.
I know.
The killer.
When Willow went on her murdering spree when we had baby cats out in the field, well, she used to kill baby skunks.
Oh my God.
Which I really never scolded her for because, you know, you're getting rid of the skunk population. Well, anyways, all of a sudden, I hear this weird sound over in the weeds, and I see her hopping up and down and in the long grass, and then all of a sudden, I didn't hear her anymore. I'm like, Willow, come here. And all of a sudden, here she comes, and she drops this dead baby cat next to me. I'm like, oh my God.
Ew.
So then she's looking at me for me to go, good girl, you know? And I'm like, oh, what do I do? I mean, how do I scold her and say, well, you can't eat the cats, but you can eat the skunk. You know, you can kill the skunks. You know, I mean, how do I differentiate that, you know? And she's looking for my approval, you know, and I'm like, I can't give her approval for killing cats, you know? Well, then all of a sudden here, once again, here she brings another damn baby cat home. I was like, oh, no.
I'll tell you a good baby cat.
Oh, no, come on.
No, I'll tell her. It's not that bad.
It's
Well, it
pretty
is kind of bad. So I always usually have a couple barn cats in the barn. It's a long time ago. And I had this one barn cat, and she got pregnant, and she didn't take care of her babies, and they died. So I took them out, and I buried them, you know, because they're dead. About 2 days later, she went out there, dug all those baby kittens up, and is dragging around these dead baby kittens, trying to, like, you know, mother them and take care of them. Like, the cat's name was Crack Cocaine Susie, because she would like drop these babies and not take care of them for like 4 days. Of course, they die, and then all of a sudden now she's going to be a mother to these dead kittens. Anyway,
Oh, I thought it was.
Oh, dude.
Okay, that was all right.
that was the Crack Cocaine Susie. Sorry.
That's okay.
That was that cat's name too.
Oh my gosh.
Don't say crack cocaine people out there, but
Yeah, let's not offend those people.
Oh my gosh.
Hank said, "Oh wow." Even Jim said, "Oh come on."
He said you have a different story, which to tell you the truth, I don't even know what the heck he's talking about. But anyway.
All the people we could offend on this show, we're worried about offending the crackhead.
So how's the eBay going?
Going pretty good.
You listed a lot yesterday.
I did list a lot yesterday. Sold one pair of those cowboy boots.
Oh wow, that was pretty fast.
Sold the brown ones. Now I got the gray ones to sell.
Cool.
So that's good. I didn't get as much as I listed them for I think I listed them for $29. So it wasn't too bad. I only paid $2 for them, so
Yeah.
not too shabby.
There you go.
But I had 5 going out today.
Cool. We did all our packing last night because we got to go to Walmart and stuff this
I
morning.
just got to do one snowmobile helmet.
Oh, you got to do one thing, yeah.
You got to get supplies.
I got to get groceries and I got to get some packing stuff.
Yeah. I'm just staying. I'm not going to lunch today. I'm staying home.
Oh, yeah, it's Friday. It's the end of the week.
Yeah, I'm not going to go. Just going to stay in.
Is it cold there?
Yeah, it's cold. I mean, it's 27, but I don't know. I
It's
just
22 here. Snowing.
just not feeling it today. I called her in time and she's like, "Are you sure? Are you sure? Can I bring you some chicken noodle soup?" I'm like,
Oh.
I just don't want to go.
Yeah.
Poor thing. I know. I know she really wanted me to go, but I just
Yeah.
don't.
Should be like everybody else on YouTube. Hustle harder, everybody.
What the heck?
What are you talking
little-
about?
Your
I
little money
just should I
thing.
be like everybody else on YouTube? Hustle harder, everybody. Sorry,
That's
I
right.
had to.
That's right.
I don't ever want to hear you say that again or do that.
I'm with Tara on
Everybody's always
that.
taking a money of their or taking a picture of their big wad of money,
Oh, yeah.
where most
I
of
hope
it's probably dollar bills in the middle.
I hope that's the screenshot for the show.
Want me to do it again?
Yeah. That'd be great. Or the thumbnail, not the screenshot, but the thumbnail.
If you go to on these sites that like sell cars, like we got this one site called Beaters with Heaters on Facebook. You know how they'll have like cheap trucks or vans or whatever, but they'll have these people that'll take a picture, like that, with a handful of money,
Yeah.
and they'll say in search of a car, like showing they actually have the money. I'm like, it's so lame. And they do like 3 of those a day. You'll have people doing that.
Oh my gosh.
It's so not cool. Let's go when you do it, Nikki.
I didn't take any hundreds, so I don't have any hundreds to show. Sorry.
But we go to the free ATM at Quick Trip, so all we get is 20s.
Yeah. The only thing it's good for is the free ATM.
It's only on payday you see me with a lot of money. Then it's gone.
And it doesn't take
Yep.
long.
Or if I'm going to an auction, I usually have. I usually take, I usually take a couple $100s to auctions, and then I got my checkbook just in case I spend more. But
Yeah, we always do the checkbook.
huh?
We do the checkbook or we do the PayPal card.
Usually the checkbook.
Yeah.
We spend more than we have. We need to go fill up the bank on Monday morning.
Yeah, hurry up and I've done that before.
The dash to the bank.
Well, for the one auctioneer, I know him. I can tell him, hey, you want to hold that check till Friday?
I can't get away with that, but usually if it's an auction on Saturday, then I know Monday morning I have to get my ass to the bank and get that money in the bank.
And it's the weekend. Usually got weekend sales. Usually.
Or sometimes I'll even if I forget my checkbook and I'm in town, I'll just go get a check from my dad.
There you go. Oh, there you go. Bank of Dad.
That's see, we don't have it.
Yeah, Bank of Dad is open 24 hours a day.
Yeah, we don't have that. Neither of us have that, so it's only our bank.
My dad, whenever I call him for I need him to come and bring a trailer or something, or I need him to bring me a check or something, he's like 911 daddy.
Yeah. And this is some real good reselling advice, how to write a check that's a little bit hot and get the money in the bank on Monday morning. Oh boy. I can really hear the critics on this one.
We're masters at that.
I like it when I write out a check that's too big, and then Jim will be like, oh my God, why'd you write out a check for that? I don't know. You were there spending the money, dummy. Mm-hmm. And then he yells at me like I wrote out a check that was too big.
Or you look and see how much you've made on eBay all month, and you're like, where the hell did that money go?
Auctions.
I don't have any of that money anymore. Where the hell did it go?
It went to the auctions.
Yeah, auctions. I'll be right back.
Well, what'll happen is you go to the auction, you look at the stuff that's there, and you're like, okay, well, there's this big thing and that big thing. Oh, we won't buy that big thing. Well, then all of a sudden it goes for 10% of its value. It's like, well, we're in it now. We got to buy it. It's just too cheap. We have no choice.
Yep.
Yeah.
There went freedom of choice. It was an offer we couldn't refuse.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Okay, all I gotta do is who would wear this pink? I hope it's a woman. This hot pink. Oh my gosh, who would wear that helmet?
What's up, my baby monkeys?
Oh, it's Pod.
Your baby monkeys.
Yeah.
Called chimps, Pod.
Oh, so you're admitting you're an ape.
Oh no, wait, what is a baby monkey? Because a baby chimpanzee is a chimp. So what's a baby monkey? A monk?
Just a
maybe.
Baby monkey.
A kitten. I don't know.
An infant.
Alrighty then.
So
what's up, silver hair stacker? Got any auctions or estate sales or anything to go to today?
Nothing.
You got
There's
snow?
2 estate sales, but they look like old lady glass and dolls and.
Hey, you might be able to get some clothes.
Yeah, I want clothes.
You mean your town's not shut down?
No, we didn't get any. Well, we got just a spit of snow.
Yeah.
Anyway, Gwen's still homesick. She went to the doctor and found out she's got flu A. Flu A. I don't know what the difference is between flu A and flu Z is, but she got flu A.
Huh.
That's what you get for working with kids.
Well, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Mary said if it's at Sally's, the chipmunk is called dead.
I feel bad for that poor little chipmunk.
I know.
It squished right on his eye.
Ew, gross. You could have left it
disgusting.
Oh, man, with a rat trap? Oh, yeah, they'll break fingers.
And then my son decapitated it with a shovel because it was suffering.
Ew. At least he went out agree, but
That's
that's
disgusting.
Well,
So
I
did
thought I'd
he.
just add to all the horror animal stories this morning. I didn't get my share.
the goat guy. He didn't have like his eyes swished out of his head and decapitated.
Yeah, like what's his name on Walking Dead when he got hit with a bat?
Oh, Glenn. Yeah.
Yeah, Glenn.
Yeah,
Glenn's
that
eye
was
was
awful.
popping out like a.
I feel bad for Glenn, though.
Oh
I
my
don't feel bad
god!
for the chipmunk.
So where does the chicken go? Where does the where does the chipmunk go for chicken?
Okay.
Popeyes. It goes to.
Oh, my God.
What cartoons does he watch?
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That was good.
There's a thing going around. There's a picture of Rick talking to Carl, and he's and it's 3 different pictures. He's like, Carl, where does
Glenn?
where does Glenn go for chicken? And then next picture is Carl. He's like, no, please, Dad, don't. And then it shows Rick like he's all sweaty, like some bad thing happened. He goes to Popeyes, Carl. He goes to Popeyes.
Oh, my God. Too soon, too soon. Mary says.
That's too much. The chipmunk that's too much.
Well, the trap was kind of disturbed with the shovel. Oh boy.
Jim used to manage these they were doing this development project with these condos, so Jim would manage these Russians that they would bring in from Russia over here to work doing like construction work. And they had this video they made of them torturing and killing this poor chipmunk. I'm like, no, I'm not watching this thing. He's like, what? It's a rat. It's a rat. I'm like, no, it's a chipmunk. It has a fuzzy tail. It's not a rat. Anyway.
Yeah, it's different doing it just to do it. I think my
Yeah.
son didn't want to do it. You know, it's not like he wanted to do it. He just didn't want the chipmunk to suffer.
No, these Russians are crazy. They wanted to do it.
If we go to war with the Russians, look out.
Beware.
Yeah. All I can say, if these guys are examples of what Russian terror, it could be, it'll be ugly.
Oh my gosh.
We didn't even watch it, really. I mean, as soon as we figured out what.
No, I'm like, no
we
way.
didn't watch the whole thing.
Yeah, I made him turn it off.
Which of these guys? I'm sure they're very nice Russian people.
Oh, there's a couple of estate sales in my area this weekend.
Well, that's good.
I have to.
Maybe you'll find some old lady clothes too.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm going to the bathroom to get makeup, and I'm going to stand there for 15 minutes. So I'm like, hey, do you want to come with me? Because I've got nothing to do. He's like, I'm bringing a blanket. I'm like, okay.
Weirdo.
Sally's only response, weirdo. Yeah, that was a big story, weirdo.
Looks like some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, we don't have no auction tomorrow?
No, we do. Well, we could.
Where?
Gleason.
Which one's that?
It's the one with Bucky.
Oh, yeah, let's hit that one.
There's an antique auction here tomorrow.
There's one over in Shell Lake that looked all right, too. Is that very close to you or not really?
Yeah, it's down by Spooner. Yeah, it's only about about 45 minutes to an hour from my house.
Oh,
Yeah, that'd be a good country auction maybe. But I gotta go to a work meeting tomorrow for the hayride, so I don't think I'll be able to. Maybe I could tell Gary, oh, I'm sick, I can't go, and then
oh boy.
sneak off to the You can go finish the nativity scene. I'm gonna stay here and puke, and then go to the auction.
There you go. never miss an auction. That's why we don't volunteer for stuff. And
Yeah.
it was like Jim's mom got mad at him last year. Well, I don't know if she really got mad, but there was a family friend who they passed away, but we wanted to go to an auction. So Jim said, yeah, I couldn't make it, which that makes us sound shitty, but they weren't that close a family friend. They're more like his
my
parents'
mom's gonna
family
float
friend.
up from Florida.
Yeah.
It's their family friend, really.
Yeah. If it's you can't. I mean, it would have to be like I was in the hospital dying, or Brandon was dying for auction.
I know. I'm the same way. And my family, Gary's family is not my family, but Gary's family, because my family understands. You know, oh, there's this really good auction I want to go to. I don't want to miss it. My family understands that. Gary's family, on the other hand, is not. And his niece is notorious for planning like birthday parties or dinners or something. And it's like, I have an auction that day. And she's like, well, can't you miss one? No, I can't. That's my job.
No.
Do I ask you to take a day off of work? You know, no. You know, same goddamn thing.
I think sometimes like people that don't do it, they equate going to an auction as like you're just goofing off or whatever. But it is part of your job. I mean, it is an important part of your job, you know. You're gone.
Glitchy.
Glitching.
Goodbye.
She's got an itch in her pants from her glitching.
His mother was.
Really?
No, Nikki, we're losing you. Your story's gone. Sorry.
She understood that.
All right, start over.
I'm going through tunnels.
Oh.
I'm going through tunnels. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Right now we can.
Okay, I got one more tunnel to go through. Oh,
You have a real hollow sound. Are you talking in a tunnel?
I am literally.
You sound like you're in a well. Are you in a well? Did you ever get that phone call? Did you ever have somebody shove a cell phone up your hind end?
What the heck?
I hate that. I mean, I've literally had people ask me, you sound like you're talking in a well. Are you in a well? Yes, I just called you from a well. God. It would usually be like other real estate agents. I get that in real estate, you know, when the cell phones weren't super good. So I'd be out at this, you know, far out place or whatever with a question about the listing. And I got the real estate lady on the other end asking me if I'm calling from a well. I just want to take the cord of my car phone and wrap around the lady's neck.
I would say something like, no, I'm in a 55-gallon barrel of, I'm going to open up a whoop ass on you.
Oh, yeah.
Is Tiffany in the audience today? And she has happy birthday.
Yeah, it's her birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Well, the only
There
singer.
you go.
Well, I don't know if anybody else can sing. I can sing.
He's a trained music
We
professional.
need a happy birthday singer. Or maybe we don't.
That could be detrimental. Just saying.
Yeah. Okay, 16 by 11. I gotta go find the box.
So there's I have two estate sales
Oh
that are
boy,
happening this weekend. So maybe
get something sexy.
maybe I'll go.
When
Maybe
do
I
they
won't.
start?
I don't know yet.
Yeah, tomorrow. Are they 3 days?
They start tomorrow.
Oh,
Just 2 days.
well, you
Saturday
have
and
to
Sunday.
check them out because you never know.
It's true. It's true.
You just write out one of those checks that you just have to run the money to bank Monday morning to cover. It's cool.
Yeah, list. When you get the stuff home, you list. Hopefully it'll sell and you'll have enough money to pay for it Monday morning.
Is this coral?
No. Well, no, I don't think so. I think it looks like more of a pink-ish.
It's not pink.
Okay.
I do it.
Salmon?
Maybe
Maybe.
salmon. Yeah, that's probably a better
Yeah.
word is salmon.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Nikki.
Thank you, non-clothing seller.
There you go. There's nothing
I
wrong
was
with
excited I was right.
Sure.
Yeah, Nikki, but if you got a good deal on clothing that sell good, you'd buy it and sell it.
I listed like a bag of stuff. You know, you said if you get stuff from a sourcing trip, hurry up and list it.
Yeah.
The other day I had a whole bag of stuff. There was probably there was 8 items in there. Well, I've sold all but one item.
Cool.
Oh, wow.
I listed them all one night, and I sold them all. So, yeah, last time I was on a hangout in the evening time, and I listed like 7 or 8 items that night. Well, they've all sold except for one item. So
Awesome.
Ooh.
Very nice.
yeah. I am a proven. Oh, hold on. Well, you can be able to hear me.
Nikki's on fire.
At the top of our bridge, nobody can hear me on the cell phone.
Makes me
I don't
want to
understand it, but can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyways, like I said, for some reason on the top of our bridge, you can't hear me. I am a proof that if you list, you will sell. Because if you've been watching the show, you see me not selling because I'm not listing. And then all of a sudden, boom, I go in and I list, and boom, sale, you know.
Right.
So I mean, I'm proof that theory is correct.
Right. Absolutely.
Hey, I'll go bring my husband some money. He don't get the debit card when he goes out to the bar. So, I go bring him his allotment of cash. He's at this work Christmas party today. They pay him to go to the Christmas party so that nobody can say they don't want to go.
Well, there you go.
They have it during the work day, and they get done at 10:30, and it goes and then they have to be there by 11:30, so they have time to leave work, go get changed because they have to kind of dress up a little bit.
An AT&T truck driving down the road.
So he'll
Hank,
what?
Well, that's all about.
Hank thought you were saying on top of our fridge, not on top of our bridge.
Oh no! One of our bridges. It's called the hybrid. It's the Blotnick Bridge. That's what it is. We call it the hybrid. Every time I'm at the top of that, under the whatever you call it, at the top of a bridge, the metal beams, I never get service.
Oh, wow.
Huh.
Sorry. No, I wasn't sitting on top of our fridge.
You don't usually get up there, do you?
Party is during the day, so they get paid for it to the Christmas party. So, well, then
Awesome.
after the Christmas party, about 3:00 when their day ends, you know, and then they go out to the bar. All of him and his friends go out to the bar afterwards. Move around.
Hank says, I was picturing this strange scene where Nikki is crouched on top of the fridge, hollering down, "Can you hear me now?"
Sometimes with my service, I wonder if I need to. You know, now that I don't drive semis are really freaking annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
They can be, yeah.
They're always in the way.
Come on. I think I'll let you in before you.
I just think they crowd like crazy.
Okay, go. It's green. Go. Are you gonna go? What are you doing? Jeez. This guy, he's like, it's green. It's a green light, and he's walking, and he stops at the corner, and he's like just looking up in the sky, going like da da da. I'm like, would you go? For somebody like that, if I would have turned the corner, he probably would have walked right into my car.
Oh yeah.
I checked again on that local auction site today again, and they still don't have any auctions up.
Wow.
Email them and ask them what's going on.
Is he in Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Check with the Department of Regs and Licensing.
That's what I'm figuring, is that he didn't get his license, because I was telling these guys the other day, he hasn't had an auction up since November 1st. When he bought the auction site, which was the auction site that I was going to buy, a couple of years ago, and you had so long to get your auction license. Well, not too long, couple months ago, I was talking to her and the one that works for him, and she said that he hasn't even started the process to get his auctioneer's license. So I'm wondering if he got shut down.
Nikki, I'm sure you got it by now. You should just call down to Madison, give him the name, and just have him look him up and tell him what, and find out if his auction license is active.
I think I'll just email him and ask him what's going on. I don't want to get anybody up in his business.
Right.
Oh, I'm in Wisconsin. I can take my seatbelt off. Ah.
Okay, Tara.
I swear to God, I'm going to be decapitated by that seatbelt if I ever get into an accident. It wraps right around my neck, and I swear to God, if I get hit, I'm going to be decapitated. It's going to go slice right through my neck.
Tara says she doesn't like it because it pushes one of her girls up and pushes one of them down.
Yeah. I understand
Mine
that.
aren't big enough. Mine aren't big enough for that, so I don't have that issue. Mine is my neck. It bothers my neck.
Yeah, mine.
I don't like it when it comes up to my. I usually pull it over.
Semis have this thing where you can clip it. You can pull it out and you can clip it. So then it's not like around your neck. It just hangs there. Like a clip in the car or something, or like a clothespin or something, and I'll do that with it. But for some reason, my clothespin isn't in here anymore. So
I think it should be your free choice if you want to wear a seatbelt or not.
Okay, jeez.
Hurting anybody but yourself.
Yeah. And my point is, in the state of Wisconsin, if you drive a motorcycle, it's your choice if you wear a helmet or not. So if you're giving a motorcycle driver the choice to wear a helmet or not, why in the hell can't I have a choice if I wear a damn seatbelt or not?
Yeah.
And I said it to a cop, and he's like, he was all frustrated. He goes, just wear your seatbelt. I'm like, well, that's a good argument.
Now, there's things like insurance, current registration, broken taillights and stuff like that. And sometimes, not always, but sometimes on our vehicles, there's some things that aren't 100% correct. So if you don't get pulled over for the seatbelt, the cop won't be looking at all that other stuff either. So I just wear my seatbelt. Why provoke them?
I don't like to feel restrained.
I'm in the way. No. Well, see, in Superior, you're supposed to wear, in Wisconsin, you're supposed to wear your seatbelt. They're fine. I think I've told you guys this before. But over in Duluth, $200 fine.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
I'm not worried about the $10 fine. I'm worried about the cop going over the vehicle and finding some other problem. And the next thing you know, I got another fine on top of the $10 fine gets him in the door. Now he's looking for other stuff wrong with your vehicle.
Yeah.
I just assume not get pulled over.
mean,
Now, that tape measure's blaze orange. You'd think I could find it when I set it down, but I never can. Where the fuck did I put the measure? Oh, it's in my coat pocket.
Am I being
you know, my
presented?
husband,
Yep.
you know, my husband works for a lubrication company. My door should not squeak that bad.
I don't know why it does that, Sally. Sometimes I think what happened was when you were asking if that was what color that was, if it was coral,
Oh
and
yeah.
I clicked on it so I could see the big picture.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, that was me.
That's okay. It's okay. I was just like, I looked up at my YouTube and I'm on there and I'm muted and I'm like, why?
We want to see you, Sally. Very important person.
There you go. Sally, did you sleep last night?
Yes.
That's good. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Uh-oh.
Well, you stuck it out all night, so
No, I know.
you did great. You know, you stuck it out for 8 hours while we were doing the show, and then you stayed up all day. You didn't take any naps.
And I didn't even
So-
go to bed until 1:30.
Oh my gosh.
And I woke up at 7.
Wow.
But it still took me a while to get around and
Yeah.
get our shipping done and all of that.
You held out pretty good yesterday.
So did you?
Yeah, I did pretty good. Of course, I've kind of gotten through the whole nap habit thing. I'm not doing that
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
It's
That's
just
a
that's
tough
the only
habit
way
to
I
break.
get sleep usually. Is if I take a nap. You know what I mean? Like I take naps. That's what I do.
Right.
There's not usually a time where I sleep 8 hours in a row. It's usually all broken.
Right.
Sometimes I get it, but not often.
If I
That's
get a
cute.
good 4 hours of sleep, I'm good to go.
Not me.
If it's like all broken up, then I
We can go away. I gotta get out of here.
What is that?
I'm trying.
don't know.
Sorry. It was me.
It's okay. It's kind of scared me.
I clicked on something on my other laptop, but then it takes forever to bring up my speaker bar to mute it, and
Alright.
Like, what is that?
it was an
Yeah.
advertisement.
Some cold
Sucked
medicine.
me in.
Oh, that's
Oh my god, I started watching that Shameless, that
Uh-huh.
Rise and Grind Picker. Shane, oh my god, is that funny?
It is.
These
It's a
people are
hilarious show.
messed
I love that show.
up. God.
I'll binge watch it when it comes on Netflix.
I haven't started watching that one Jim told me about, the detective one, but
Oh,
I started watching this Shameless. I gotta keep watching it, and then
I
I'll go
love
into that.
Shameless, and I'll binge watch it, but it makes me sometimes I start feeling stressed out, and like breaking the law, and then I start feeling like stressed out for. I'm like, oh God,
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently.
Get a little anxious, and yeah, I get that same way when I watch it a little too much.
I can't believe that God, some of the things they do.
Well, I'm gonna
Like the lady with the heart transplant.
Oh yeah. I'm going to say this from experience because I'm married to somebody that is like them. He's from Chicago and he's Irish, and that's how they are.
Ah,
Which Jim is both of.
I'm not just like a shameless.
Oh my God, that went all over your head. I said because you're Irish and
No,
from
I heard
Chicago.
what you're saying.
I heard was Jim is like those characters on Shameless.
Oh yeah, because they're Irish. Jim is Irish, and he's from Chicago, and they're from Chicago.
yeah, but they do some crazy.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, just they do some crazy stuff, but then the stuff that they go through, I mean, I couldn't imagine going through half of, a third of what they, go through. Of course, it's all, just a show, but
me and my daughters loved watching Reba. And Van on there is Kevin on Shameless. I messaged my one daughter. I'm like, I have seen way more of Van than I've ever wanted to see.
Shoot, he's one of the reasons why I watch it.
I tried to watch the English version of Shameless.
Oh yeah,
I can't understand what the hell they're saying. Because they got like a little thick Cockney accent. I mean, I'm like, what? I need subtitles or something.
But it is a good show. I really enjoyed it.
I like that actor that plays Kevin. I've liked him. I liked him on Reba. I wish he'd do more stuff. He's a good actor. And then when he's like showed his wife those pot plants, I laughed. Oh God, I laughed. He's like, it just got away from me. I'm like, how does that many pot plants just get away from you?
So where are you at the first season?
In 6th episode, I think. The mother just got out of prison, and what's his face?
Wait till Kevin and his wife. Wait till you get to the season where Kevin and his wife are trying to have a baby.
Well, this is where they have a foster kid that's from the commune or whatever.
That would be after the foster when they're trying to make the baby. Yeah, that I'm like.
I can just imagine.
I don't think you can imagine. It'll surprise you a little bit when you get there.
My God. This is why it is so good. Let's see if I can show you guys real quick. Driving on the road doing Jesus. This is why, I don't know if you can see all the cars at the post office. See over there? This is why it's good that we pre-print our labels.
Yeah.
There's so many people here.
Yeah, it's too busy.
And so this is not a very big post office. I mean, this is probably not very much for your people's post office in big cities, but for this post office, it's a lot of cars.
Yeah.
There's going to be a line all the way out to the door in there.
Oh my gosh.
Thank God I already printed my labels.
Too people-y.
Yep, too many people.
Way too people-y out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thank God my labels are already printed. I don't have to stand in line. I can just drop them off. Because this post office I can trust to scan them. Nothing goes out of this post office without getting scanned. So. I'm starting to use those regional A boxes a lot more now.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, me too.
Good boxes.
I used them before as much.
What do you guys call this?
I was always searching for that kind of box.
What do you call this?
Would you call it?
Jacket?
Mm-hmm. What do you call
Jacket?
it? It's not really. I don't know. It's not really a jacket though. It's more like a sweatshirt type thing. It's got a hood.
Maybe call it a sweatshirt jacket. Or a button up.
Yeah, fleece. I would say fleece.
It's not fleece though.
Oh, it's not?
No, it's like sweatshirt material.
Well, that's what sweatshirt material is fleece.
No.
No.
Like fuzzy. Call it a sweatshirt and jacket.
Fleece
Sweatshirt jacket.
Yeah, I put them both in the even hooded.
Let me ask Hank. What was Hank think? Maybe she's got a different idea. I was thinking something like a not really a trench, but what are those
like a pea coat?
Yeah, kind of like a pea coat, but like a pea coat sweater.
No,
or sweatshirt. Pea coat sweatshirt. I don't know.
Call it a sweatshirt. Don't you dare call it a sweater.
I know.
Not on my watch.
Nope. Nikki will not have that.
Drives me nuts. My nephews and my daughter does that. New sweater. I mean a new sweatshirt.
Oh, it's a sweater.
Okay, button up, sweatshirt, hoodie, jacket, top.
Works for me.
Because it's got the belt. It's belted and everything. Okay. Thanks, guys.
Oh, my goodness.
Self-esteem.
Self-esteem. Oh, that's the brand on it?
Mm-hmm.
Way to call it.
Huh?
Tell you to call it.
Glitchy.
Call it something.
Yeah. She said
What?
like sweatshirt, long. What did she say? What did Hank
Yeah,
say?
Nikki's not even in here.
She was.
I know.
She gave a pouty face and left.
What? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Are you there?
Can you hear me now?
Mm.
Glitchy?
Yeah.
What?
You're right.
No, I don't know. I don't think so.
You were.
So, anyways, what did Hank tell you to call that jacket?
Okay, so she said button up sweatshirt, hoodie, jacket, top. Belted. And
Tell you
the brand is self-esteem.
sweatshirt, jacket, hooded.
Sweatshirt, hoodie, jacket, button up sweatshirt, hoodie, jacket, top. That'll cover it. Belted. I just didn't know what to call it because it's like a pea coat, but it's a sweatshirt.
But a pea coat.
Pea coat is like a.
But I wouldn't call it one.
I know, but that's what I was saying, that it's like the length of a pea coat or a midi jacket or something.
Just put on the listing title. I don't know what to call this. See pictures.
Maybe I should do that for
was-
all my listings. That would be super easy.
Yeah. Just copy paste, copy paste.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I need to get to work.
Ooh, I love that lady's hair. Here.
Get to work. It's time to get to work.
Short, but it's like poofy and feathery, and it's just wow. Hair like that. It's kind of messy.
Is it a
going
guy's?
on?
Is it a guy's hair or a woman's hair?
It's beautiful. It's beautiful hair. I wish I had nice full hair like that.
Your service sucks there, Nikki.
I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna try to restart my phone. I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay. Gosh. Oh. Let's see.
Sassy Seller wants a recap.
I'm gonna recap.
Oh no.
Missed everything today. Family stuff and moving, eBay inventory to my new space. Let's see. What did we go over? Poop, goats and ducks in your house. Nikki was on the refrigerator. She couldn't get service. What else did we go over?
Eye bulging chipmunk.
Oh yeah, eye bulging chipmunks. Yeah, it was a fun packed day in just 2 hours. We covered a lot of stuff. Homeschooling, cat litter boxes, snakes.
There's a snake in my boot.
Coon girl's still sick. She's going to the vet. I don't think there was anything eBay today. Oh, yeah, that doesn't even work. I don't know. This is no. She was standing on the fridge. Yeah, how to keep an indoor goat from scratching up your wood furniture and your trim work. Yeah, it was a lot. There was a lot going on today. Sassy, it's the only place we can hear her real good. Yep, on top of the refrigerator. Yeah, it was a good show.
Gwen texted me from the bedroom.
Aw.
My prescriptions are ready. Would you go get them?
Aw.
Yes, honey.
Such a sweetie pie.
Better go find that girl some soup.
Yeah, she needs some special chicken noodle soup. That makes everybody feel better.
Mm-hmm. It went good. We got lots of work done. Just saying, how the last night listing party go?
That's
Lots
great.
of work. Got lots of work done.
That's really good.
Is this connection better?
You sound
Seems
good.
like, yeah, seems like it.
Okay.
Picture's
What?
clear and all that good stuff. Todd, be good.
Did Nikki say something? Oh.
You're so funny, Vance.
And I just called my dad. He's like, I'm having coffee with the guys at McDonald's. Like, okay, you need me today? No, I think I'm good. He says, I got a little while. I'm going to go to my physical therapy. I said, you got that under control by yourself? Yeah, I think it's good. Well, then he didn't hang up the phone. And he's like, yeah, that was my daughter checking up on me to make sure I can handle myself.
Aw.
She's always worried about what's happening with me.
I love that when people don't hang up the phone right or they butt dial you. I just sit there and listen.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for something to happen, you know.
Well, that was one time when I had a regular house phone, and something happened with the kids or whatever. It was when they were really little, and I was talking to my mom, and I'm like, hold on, Mom. And I put the phone down, and I went and took care of whatever it was, and I totally forgot that I was on the phone with her. Well, anyway, she sat on that phone for an hour and a half waiting for me to pick up. A phone call, he's dialing, and it's not working. He's like, hello, because he used the other phone, and he's like, hello, what's going on, and Mom's like, I'm still here. What? He wasn't even home when I was talking to my mom. Like, where'd you come from? She's like, well, Nikki put me on hold about an hour and a half ago. I've just been sitting here waiting. I said, well, it's a damn good thing I don't speak bad things about you. It's a damn good thing it wasn't his mother on the phone.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was funny.
And
he's like, dang, you're patient. He's ought to hung up a long time ago.
Oh my gosh.
Sassy says, Nikki, get back up on the fridge.
Uh-oh.
What happened?
Joey, isn't her brother? Yeah, sort of. You can't get compressor.
Oh.
Mike says, we used to have a party line a long time ago. Boy, you would hear great things.
Oh, I'm sure.
My husband talked about that, what a party. Because when I was a kid, a party line was where you had three-way calling.
Yeah.
But when my husband was a kid, a party line was where you shared a phone with somebody else down the road or whatever, or your neighbor. And then if somebody wasn't on the phone, then you could make a call. You had to listen first to see if somebody was on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you could hear.
But there was always that chance that you could listen in on their conversation.
Yeah.
and hear about all the things that Susie and her husband was doing. Yeah.
I used to love when the cordless telephones. My aunt, Gary's aunt, used to live in a trailer court, and we go there, and with the scanner, you could sit and hear people's conversations.
Oh yeah.
I love that. It was so cool. I mean, they had the most interesting conversations. I would sit there and listen.
You could pick those up on CB radios too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I would sit there. My dad had a couple of vehicles that he had CB radios in. And that's what I did when I was a teenager, 13, 14 years old. I'd get out in the cars and I would play with the CB radios and talk to guys on CB radio and stuff like that. And, but, switching the channels, you'd hear cell phone conversations. It was right at that time where they started having the car phones. The car phones were really popular and stuff like that, and you could pick those up right away. And so I sit there and listen to conversations on cell phones and stuff. It was pretty fun when I was a teenager.
Mm-hmm. That was our version of reality TV, eh?
Mm-hmm. It was very interesting.
Yeah.
For a girl my age.
I am sure.
Well, and the lower income kind of people, I don't want to say anything discriminatory, but they seem to have a lot more drama in their life.
Right.
And so in the trailer court, you hear some pretty interesting conversations. Generally it's kind of a lower income people that are in trailer court,
Mm-hmm.
Not always, but yeah, there are some, and yeah, so you would hear some pretty interesting conversations.
Drama.
Yeah. A lot of child support drama and
babies, daddies, and all that good stuff.
That was before they called them baby daddies, though.
True.
Oh, baby daddy. Baby mama.
Was that guy I slept with that one time and got knocked up.
In the trailer courts, you get kind of the same kind of people that are on Shameless.
Kind of, yeah. Kind of.
I'm not saying anything. I mean, I've lived in a trailer court before. A lot of my family members have lived in a trailer court before, but sometimes you do get, some less desirables in the trailer court.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I've never lived in a trailer court before, but I've had that kind of drama in my life before.
Yeah, yeah.
I do not wish it upon anybody because
no,
it's like every day you don't know what's going to happen. Like something new will happen, and that's what happened whenever I was married to my ex-husband. It was like every day was a different situation,
Mm-hmm. My husband's family was like that. Like his nephews and his nephew and stuff like that. They all were like that. Guys, life doesn't have to be this damn hard. Get a job, work your job, pay your bills. It doesn't have to be this hard as selling drugs, going to jail, sleeping with this girl, that girl, and the other girl, getting all three of them pregnant. And now you got to figure out what you're going to do. I mean, life does not have to be that hard.
Right.
Find that person you're meant to be with. And, get a job. May not be the best job, but if you got a job,
That's not rocket science.
No,
really
always trying to scheme, always trying to do schemey things and end up.
Oh my gosh. Sharky Mom Dill says, Sally, of course you had drama. You lived in Shelton. Yes. Those cops, like at that time I was 18, 19 years old. I was pregnant. I got caught with marijuana once, and the cops took it and let me go. But the cops took it. They like took it to consume it. They acted like they were throwing it away, but they took it. And of course we hung out with all of the burnouts, you know. And like there was a guy, I remember there was a guy, and his nickname was Perma-Fried Paul, because he was so, like, he had taken acid and mushrooms so many times that he was like, he did not, like, he had a attention span of like 1 second. Like, it was awful. And his nickname was Perma-Fried Paul. But that was the thing, you know. We went to Rainbow Valley a couple of times. Rainbow Valley was a place where this guy claimed his own governed sovereignty, and so he had his own land, and he would invite people to come onto his land on the weekends. You paid $5 to get in. There was no alcohol allowed, but you could bring mushrooms, acid, and pot.
Was it called the Ranch at one time?
Huh?
Did it used to be called the Ranch? Isn't that where like Charlie Manson was hanging out on that land with all those burnt out stuff?
No.
Okay. Just checking.
This was called Rainbow Valley.
Oh. Was it the Rainbow People?
Oh yeah, we get the Rainbow People come in.
Yeah, we get the Rainbow People up here.
Yeah.
Rainbow People. What the heck?
Yeah, actually, my oldest son was there when he was only 2 months old, and he was there at one time. I don't think they have it anymore.
The Rainbow People are more north, I think, in like Oregon and stuff.
I have no idea. They come here.
I was in Washington at that time.
Oh, Rainbow People come here about once every 10 years. They camp out in our national forest, and then they like do crazy stuff. Like at the grocery stores, they'll go around the meat thing and like punch holes in the plastic wrap, because then they go pull it out of the dumpster so that they can eat. And I knew somebody here. I don't do drugs. Not that, whatever. There's nothing. That's your choice. But anyway, there's this guy here. He goes, "Oh yeah, you just go over there with about 10 candy bars." He goes, "They're so hungry, you can get any kind of drugs you want just by trading them candy bars for it."
The Rainbow People are different than the Rainbow Valley. Actually, she says the Rainbow Valley is still active. That's crazy. Yeah, there was like no alcohol allowed, but you could have, you know, the hallucinogens.
Yeah.
You know, and people would you know, go there and camp, and if you didn't have money to, you know, pay your way in, he would let you come in anyways. It was just like, you know, you needed to donate something if you could. Anyways, and you can go in there and camp and for 3 days and camp out, and people would have places right out front of their camp, you know, in front of their tents and stuff. They would do full body massages with, you know, you'd be completely naked and you know, right out in the middle of everything. It did not matter.
I would be starting to feel uncomfortable because I'm very modest about nudity and stuff. So I'm not letting somebody rub oils on me while I'm high on mushrooms.
Yeah. And that no alcohol thing, I don't know if that'd work. I need a couple belts of scotch in me before I start dropping acid, eat mushrooms, get my nude massage. I would definitely need a little scotch to set me on my way.
It was pretty crazy. It was pretty damn crazy. But, you know, that, and so, like, you know, we hung out with those types of people, you know. And even though me and my husband had a full-time job, you know, we worked our asses off at nursing homes, and, you know, my ex-husband had, you know, at one time had 2 full-time jobs.
Yeah.
So it was, you know.
You could write a book. You got some good stories.
Oh, I know.
You got some good stories.
It sounds like that Trump rally we went to.
What?
What?
I don't remember any body massages there.
Yeah.
I remember
I'll be right back.
People would have these pickle
with their
jars.
for Trump shirt.
People would have these pickle jars, and they had buds in them. Like, that's how big the bud was. That
Oh, wow.
big. Yeah. $5 for one bud.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
What happened if you didn't have enough money to get in? How did you have money to buy buds? Trade something?
Massage.
I guess.
Happy ending.
There would be people's like intense tripping,
Oh, yeah.
and then they would have people on the outside like protecting them, or keeping them inside the tent so that they didn't.
You need a safety network so you don't hit your head.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to be the
Yeah.
protector. Okay, everybody else is having a ball, free love and hallucinogens, and I got to stand outside the tent and guard it. Yippee. Oh, that job sucks.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. I'd like to go there now. I would really like to go there now. I'd have a blast. Back then, I think I was so I just didn't know about anything, and I was just scared to do anything.
Yeah. Well,
First place I ever tried marijuana.
mhm.
It wasn't when my son was with me, but it was before that. And personal invite, can I say Sally sent me? I think I was just too scared to try anything. So, I was just walking around looking at everything, and it was just like so awesome to me that, people could be like that. And I don't think I was able to be myself at that point, in my life.
Sure.
So,
Well, we were so sheltered, in our lives, and just so worried about,
yeah,
we were never comfortable in doing anything like that out in the open.
Yeah, it's not it's not like you don't have to be invited or whatever. Anybody can go. It's like this guy claimed his own governed sovereignty on his land, and so police and fire and ambulances aren't allowed on his land.
Huh.
The government, anything to do with the government is not allowed on his land.
And if they ask you if you're a cop, you have to tell them the truth.
You're not allowed to, like, U.S. law does not have any.
Doesn't apply there.
It doesn't apply there.
Well, does he still pay property tax?
I have no idea.
I
have no idea.
What?
I would think he would.
Because otherwise it'd be a
have to, but I don't know.
Non-profit.
Yeah, like
he can't.
Property taxes.
He can't use any like outside resources like police, fire, or ambulance. He has to take care of everything by himself.
Wow.
So like if somebody needs EMTs or whatever, he has to take them outside of his place and then call the EMTs. Yeah, call the ambulance.
Yeah, sounds like fun. Sally, we're gonna have to go up there.
Yeah, I like that. No cops.
I can't remember what town. It's in Washington State. I can't remember what town it's in.
Sally was too high. She can't remember what town it was in.
I'm just thinking if I'm in hallucination and the person sitting next to me tells me halfway through the hallucination they're a cop, I'm gonna be like, okay, you just totally killed my buzz.
I watch that stuff on TV, like that, like extreme tripping when they're throwing up and stuff. That's not fun to me. I mean, I'm all for that at a good time, but I don't want to be like puking or
that's from eating like
nauseous.
weird. They're licking frogs and eating weird stuff.
I don't like to take chances.
Mushroom, or no, well, not like regular mutton. You know what I mean? They're eating like weird poison. Peyote buttons will make you throw up.
Are you
Okay.
leaving?
All right. We're leaving too. We'll see you later.
Bye. Have a good day.
Fun. We're getting supplies.
Goodbye. Who's left?
Just us. Probably gonna wrap it up here pretty quick.
Wrap it up.
Man, but he has to go to the doctor, see his clothes on.
Thank goodness. Oh.
Trying to find out where that place is at. If I see the name of it, I'll remember.
So are you looking up every town name in Washington State?
Well, really, you should just be able to look up Rainbow, whatever it's called, and you should be able to figure out what town it's in, or near at least. Maybe. Oh, yeah, I'll probably wrap it up here. I'm gonna.
Oh, and I used to go to Aberdeen all the time. Near LB. Oh, I'm not sure, but we used to go to Aberdeen all the time, where Kurt Cobain grew up, and that was like I seen the bridge that he slept under for a long time. He slept under the bridge and wrote songs under there and stuff. It's pretty neat.
Interesting. Everything seems to be running slow for some reason. I don't know why, but like my computer seems slower than normal. I need to do a revamp. Excuse me. Mother's mustache says, I had a dear friend growing up. His name, Captain America Tripper Moses Pettibone Peace. Wow. I'm serious. His parents were great people. And it's on his birth certificate. It's a legit name. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Yeah, me and Sally will have to go up there and visit. I'll have to make a trip up there. River runs through it. Sharky Mom says the mashal, the maskell. I don't know. All right, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Hope everybody has a great day and have a great weekend. Get lots of sales. And we will see you all later.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.